ready to start. This is Sue Greenwald with Awakened Stories, and I'm here today again with the real, the one, the only, dun dun dun, dun John F. Kennedy Jr. Hey, John, how are you?
I am doing wonderful, Sue. Like I say every time you hit me up, you messaged me this morning and said I could be ready in an hour. It's like, yeah, let's do it. Most
Yeah,
definitely. Let's get
yeah.
this story out.
Yes.
And for you people on Facebook, with the beautiful Sue Greenwald, Awakened Stories, we're having a little technical difficulty. So she's going to record it. And after she records it, she'll be posting it on YouTube.
Yep.
Awakened Stories
Yep.
with Sue Greenwald. Check us out. Check us out. She's got a book out. We've been doing interviews for geez, a couple of years, I think. Anyway, we've done many videos every chance we get, and she wrote a book. Um, I can't show one. I'm
Quest
still.
for Justice.
Yeah, she wrote a book right here, The Quest for Justice. It's on the
Yep.
website, the real John Kennedy Jr.com, and that's the only place you can get it. And you can even get autographed versions of it there. But yeah, check out because you're only getting half of it. You can't see Sue on my phone and all that. So
I
yeah,
know.
take a minute, and we're going to while I'm spewing all this, we're going to Dallas, and we're leaving here shortly to get there, and we'll be there Saturday and Sunday. Saturday's supposed to be nice by what the weather forecast says. Um, it's supposed to be 70 degrees and sunny. So I want this to be a world event. After we do this weekend, I plan on going to Arlington, Virginia, and make world news there and spread my ashes sons out, whether they like it or not, next to my daddy. Yeah, it's all a big cover up, people. It's a huge cover up. But right now on Saturday, we will be in Dallas, Texas at Dealey Plaza. And I finally said that right. I was calling it Daily Plaza, but it's Dealey Plaza. So anyway, be there, be square. But we're gonna try. I got piss poor phone service, Sue, so I'm gonna have to try to reload it. So, I got the basic of phone service. The only reason why we can do all this is because the internet. But I got to do something because we want to live stream it. I know there'll be a few lions there. Maybe they got good phone service where we can
Right.
live stream and videos, and we're gonna video our road trip, so
Be
everybody
awesome.
is in touch what's going on. If you can't make it, I know there's so many people that can't make it, but we're gonna share our experience. This is a world event. It really is, and we're standing tall. We're standing proud. And anyway, that's my spew, guys. Hi, Sue.
Hey, I was just thinking you could put the phone on the dash, right, and do a fat like what do you call it when it's sped up? What do you call that? Fast forward
Yeah,
of your trip down there. You could make a documentary of your trip. That would be super interesting.
yeah. Well, see, I got that basic phone service, so it's all spotty where I have service.
Yeah.
Um, and I paid for the premium phone service one time, and I didn't see any difference. It was still spotty in and out. I couldn't get
Yeah. Yeah.
internet, so it's probably the wireless company I'm going with. But it is what it is. We're always upgrading around here, so you never
Right.
know.
Right. Right. So the website is the real John F. Kennedy Jr.com. And that's where people can get more information. You want to send people to the website because you have all three books there and you have the fabulous documentary, The Quiet Journey.tv. And that documentary tells the story in 1 short hour, the whole story. And if we can share that website around more, people will go and they'll look at all the photos, the timeline, and they'll understand what the story is a little bit more. And then if they read one of the books, that completes the understanding. I mean, we've done over 100 videos easily, so it would be hard for someone to watch every one of them, probably. And by the way, I just learned you can go to YouTube and speed up the playback speed. So sometimes I do that when I'm in a hurry. But yeah, you can get the story. So the basic story is that John was switched out with an imposter. All right. The imposter is the one that was on People magazine and on Oprah and interviewed, and he went all to the, the important social events, and everyone followed him around and they were so excited about him. He wasn't even who he said he was, right?
Yeah, my story exposes our government for so much corruption.
Yeah.
People really need to realize the man you all knew as John Kennedy, um, from the 70s on was my stepbrother. Our Secret Service had my mother marry Aristotle, a billionaire, because they planned on stealing Aristotle's billions of dollars. But that's how organized crime works. And hey, we're going to Dallas to expose the criminal activity within our government because like Mary Maxwell said, I'm the Rosetta Stone. My story exposes them all for pre-planned first degree, the big one, identity theft, child trafficking, kidnapping, extortion. It's huge. Our government is the biggest crime ring in the world, people, and my story exposes them all to
Right.
it.
Right.
They're all connected to my story. They really are. So we're getting it out. If you show up in Dallas, I've got thousands of these. So you could grab a big stack of these and hand them out to people so they can put it on their cars so we can get this story world.
Right.
I made 25 hats. I purchased the hats and had them put the logo on it. It says Justice for the Real John Kennedy. I think I got 25. I'm going to hand those out. I will be there. I believe as soon as the sun comes up, I'll be there. I don't want to miss nobody. I don't want to miss. So people have asked me, what time are you going to be there? I'll be there all day until I have to take an old man nap or something, I guess. But but yeah, we're going to have fun. Bring your karaoke machines. If you have a karaoke machine or a megaphone or something, bring it along, and you can say, "Hey, we're getting justice for all the injustice for John Kennedy Jr." You can hand out bumper stickers. We got one karaoke machine lined up. Bill Mezzer's going to be there, and he's going to have a prayer service. He's going to say a prayer for everybody's safety and whatever is in his heart to talk about. My father is going to have a moment of silence at Dealey Plaza because it's the anniversary. 62 years ago, my father was assassinated by our own government, covered up by our own government. And there's so many people that just don't know my story yet. There's millions and millions, probably billions. I know there's billions of people that don't know my story. So we're doing all this. Me and Robin were driving 1,200 miles with Bubba. So if any of you lions show up and want to walk my dog around, that would be way cool. Because I imagine after a 1,200-mile road trip, he's going to get on my nerves. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Yep.
So yeah, karaoke machine, show up, give me a big hug, and tell me who you are and that you've supported me. And I love my lions. They're awesome. We're all a spoke on a wheel. But I'm sorry, Sue.
No,
I get
you got a
going.
lot of excitement about the trip, and this is a major event. This is the first time you've ever appeared and done this. So this is a big deal. And so if
Yeah.
anyone can make it to Dallas this Saturday or Sunday, but Saturday will be the big day, please do so.
Yeah,
And
it might get rained out on Sunday.
oh, okay.
So hopefully everybody can be there on the nice day on
Yeah,
Saturday. Sundays might be a little rainy in the afternoon by what the forecast is saying right now, but Daddy's going to clear it up. Last week, weather was saying it's going to be rainy
that's
on
right.
Saturday, and then we looked, it said sunny.
Right.
So Daddy's fixing this thing to
Yeah.
get his word out
Yep.
of
Yep.
the truth out. Yeah.
So 62 years of the anniversary of the assassination of your father, which is a very big deal. And as we're seeing out there in the outside world, that story is officially still being covered up, even though they're saying they're going to release these files and they're going to do this and that. You're never going to
Yeah.
get the real truth from the government. Okay. So,
You cannot believe anything the government is telling you. And here's a great example. What did you learn when they released the JFK files, the files on my father? You didn't learn anything. Why? Because you didn't get the truth. My father was assassinated. That was a takeover of the Kennedy family, the takeover of the United States government by the mafia, by criminals within our government that have infiltrated our government. They didn't stop. They kidnapped me. They probably thought I was dead. Organized crime probably thought I was dead because I was hid out by our Secret Service, which was taken over by criminals. So they probably thought I was dead, but they didn't stop their killings. They secretly unalived my loved ones, my mother, my sister. They secretly replaced them to steal the billions of dollars. It's really simple in a nutshell. They murder, they steal, they make billions. That's our government. And I hope you hear me, do your research, go down my rabbit hole. I have nothing to, lie to you about. And with that said, there's so many people trying to prove me wrong because I'm exposing child trafficking, kidnapping, pre-planned M, the big one. I'm exposing so much that goes on by these people, and some people can't handle the truth. You remember that you can't handle the truth, right? Well, some people can. So if you can, hit that share button. Let's get the story out. I came out with my story, and I was willing to die to get this out to the people. I really was. I still am. I still am. But daddy's been taking care of me for so long, so many assassination attempts on my life. He's got a purpose for me. He really does. And that purpose is to wake up the world to, hey, we got criminals taking our tax dollars and they're spending it on evil, corrupted deeds.
Right. We see millions and billions of dollars going to the wars that they've created and, to random countries that they're trying to supplement their friends' pockets, if you know what I'm saying. We see that all the time. Yeah, our people are suffering, starving, out on the streets,
Well,
veterans out on the streets. Horrible.
yeah, well, they've been using mind control for so long on
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah,
Um, I mean, they're criminals. They don't mind doing what they do, but
right.
uh, they land grab, they do
Hmm.
whatever they have to do. They're the elite billionaires. They're the billionaires club, and we ain't invited. We're their slaves. They can't exist without us, but they don't want us to get rich like them. So they keep us in poverty. They keep us just working for them. And, it's a vicious cycle,
Yep,
but that's how it is. That's
yep,
life.
yep.
I was born into the elite. I know how the billion, when I was young, I was going to these parties and watching them eat, caviar and drink their champagne on their big fancy yachts. And then when the sun would go down, they would start their orgies and every other thing. And these people don't care about you. These are the movie stars, the Hollywood elite, the musicians that have the top of the charts. It's a club, and you're not invited.
Yeah, it's hard for us to understand, like again, most of us are living day to day, working, trying to make enough to survive, pay our bills, eat, sometimes a little fun would be fun, but those with kids, I don't know how they even do it anymore. Things have gotten so pricey and all that, and they're so distracted by just the survival mode that they can't look at the bigger picture of what's going on out there, right?
Yeah.
They
Well, the
don't have the
government.
time or the luxury to really watch what's happening, and that's exactly why it's designed that way, right?
Yeah, people need to wake up and
Yeah,
wake up fast. Government's not here to help you at all.
right.
They're not. They're against you. And I hope people learn that quick and wake up to that quick so we can take our country back for us people. Me and Robin went to the storage yesterday. We want to take the motorbike, so we're taking the trailer. So we had to unload the stuff in the trailer and put it in a storage unit. And while we were up there, I saw a dozen homeless people walking. We were sitting there unloading the truck, but you could see the main street on each side where we were at, and there was a dozen, maybe not a dozen, but probably like 8 homeless people walking up and down the street. And then if you look the other way, there was 3 or 4. The homeless situation is getting worse,
Right.
and these people, they can afford to buy a storage unit for $100 a month, and then it gives them a shelter anyway. where they can hide out. And, they're not supposed to sleep there, but I seen them doing it. You imagine having to live out of a storage shed? I had to live out of a truck most of my life, or a camper trailer most of my life. On and off, I stayed with a girlfriend here and a girlfriend there. That was my life. I lived out of a duffel bag. And a lot of that was because I had to stay alive. I couldn't stay in one place too long. I had so many truck driving jobs. I wanted to be on the go. I didn't want to be set where these people could plan my assassination. So for I'm thinking 35 years, I lived that life of travel, a duffel bag. My home address would be a PO box in a town somewhere. It's crazy, and I'm,
Yeah.
I'm sharing my experiences with everybody on how I've had to do things. We're almost at 60,000 followers on Facebook. So we're gaining, and we're gaining, which is great. Um, I've said this a few times, Sue. I wanted to do this last year, actually, almost a year and a half ago now. I wanted to go to Dallas and make a stand. I wanted to go to the Kennedy Library in Arlington, Virginia. My big thing was going to Arlington, Virginia, place my books on my father's grave. What is that? I gotta see what that noise was.
Okay. Well, hey, while we're waiting, I'm going to show the website, okay? The real John F. Kennedy Jr.com. So here we are at the home page, and lots of great content on this website, including links to all three books: Quest for Justice, Stolen Identity, and The Historian's Tale. Oop, the photo is not loading for some reason. And then, even more exciting, our videos at the bottom. And the documentary is right here, The Quiet Journey, right there. So you can just go to one site and look at it. So I'm a little bit, hey, John, I'm going off and talking about the website. Long as we're
Cool.
here, I want to go over to the shop button. We're going to do this prematurely, but I want to talk about the pendants that John offers. The healing pendants are $111 plus shipping, and there's five different colors, two different sizes. And they have the likeness of John on them. I don't know if you can see his face on mine. And they are really high quality. Not only are they beautiful, they're collector's items. And not only are they collector's items, they are infused with healing and protective frequencies. So what does that mean? It means EMF, radiation, all those other things flying through the air will bounce off you, and you'll have all sorts of other healing frequencies for your body, your energy field, and your environment. So on the website are just like a little handful that it was easy to put over there, but there are billions with a B of healing frequencies infused into the pendants. The last thing that I wanted to talk about was the hoodie and the t-shirt that are on this website. You can get them and support John that way as well. Proceeds go to John, and that's really important. Okay, back to you, John.
Yeah. We're going on this road trip. It's 1,200 miles. King Smarty, he's the head man at Source Directives at kingsmarty.com. He donated these to me. He said, John, sell these, make your life better. And I was like, how freaking awesome is that?
Yep,
So if you go and get a pendant, this is a part of history. This is showing your support for the cause that we're doing so we can go to Dallas and all this other fun stuff we're going to be doing. But the proceeds will go into my gas tank. It'll help us out to pay for the motel rooms and all that good stuff.
right,
Um, and they were donated. So the only thing we're missing out on is the shipping and that kind of thing. But it's all profit for us because of King
right,
Smarty's wonderful donation.
right,
So show your support, get a
right.
pendant. Um, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
um,
So that
bless you.
just goes to
Thank you.
help pay for, in this case, it'll be going toward the trip that you're taking, and where you'll be able to meet and talk with, hopefully thousands and thousands of people, share your story, talk with them, have them understand what you went through. you know, and you'll be able to direct them to your website and other places for more info because there's a lot to this story. It's not like just a one sentence thing. There's a lot of complexity to your story.
And before I was interrupted by the cat knocking everything over in the bathroom, I was telling you about we were planning a road trip to do all that, to go to Dallas, to go to the Kennedy Library, to go to Arlington, Virginia, to make world news. Our platform was TikTok. Well, tragedy happened and my son passed away. My son was a victim of all this also. They really screwed up his head. They did. He was in and out of the mental facility for a few years. Um, I brought him here. We were going to start a new live, but he passed away. The day he passed away, TikTok removed my platform. But now we are on Facebook and we are up to the platform we need to make this world event happen.
Right, right.
60,000 today, people. Let's get 100,000 by the weekend. Let's do this. Let's do it. And
Yeah,
it's been a struggle so we can get the truth out and try to get justice for all the injustice, for all
right,
the murders and things our government has done to my loved ones.
right,
And it affects everyone. My story affects each and every one of you all
right,
around the world. It really
right.
does in one way or another. So let's get it out. Let's dissolve the criminal activity. And once again, God bless you guys for helping me do this. I couldn't do it without you.
We're on the same page because I was just thinking it's a global, this is a global thing that we are working with. Okay. So, yes, you're American, your father was an American president, et cetera, et cetera. This happened in America, but you're the first one to really be pushing to get it out into the mainstream. I mean, there's other people that are trying to get their story out, but they're still being pursued and heavily censored, as are you and I.
Oh
But
yeah, DNA
but
and everything else.
you're getting the story out there. The story is coming out. People are starting to see the story. The books are out. The documentary is out. You're gaining traction. It's getting exciting. This is your first major trip out to meet the people. This is very exciting. So once this happens and
Yeah.
it gets out to the mainstream, and it's not going to be through the media, of course, it's going to be through people telling the story to their friends. But once this story gets out there, the other people can follow. So you're like the icebreaker here, right?
I'm sure trying. I
Yeah,
I really am. But we're getting it out. We are, and
right.
hopefully we'll go viral. We'll get it out world. A lot of people say DNA, DNA. Well, I've shared my DNA videos. Matter of fact, I had a glitch in Facebook the other day. It said share your reel to your friends. So I hit the share button, and when I hit the share button, it shared it like 15 times. I had 15 of the same DNA video all over Facebook. It was actually kind of crazy, but my blood's red. It's still in my body. People, don't be impatient. I'm sharing what I got, what I know. We need my father's DNA. We need my mother's DNA. And the Kennedy family is keeping it hush
Yeah,
hush because once that DNA comes out, they're all screwed. All these multimillionaires and billionaires are screwed that how they stole the Kennedy fortunes and so on and so on, how they kidnapped me. They don't want that out. They don't want the Epstein files out. Well, I guess some of them do, but like I said, the JFK files were false. There wasn't in there that it's a crime ring and they're just murdering and replacing
right,
people.
right,
So what's going to be in the Epstein files? What it should be is there's an organized crime, satanic activity within our government, and it affects the Republicans and Democrats. They do evil things. They blackmail. They traffic children. They use these children to become their cult members. Let's say. But anyway, it's a huge crime ring, and we're exposing it.
right,
We are.
right. Yeah. And that's why we can't give up. We can't give up. This has to come out. And it's like climbing a mountain. Like we're at the top, we take a couple rests, breaks, we keep going, we're tired. It feels like, do I have to do this and keep going? Yes, we do. We're almost to the top of that mountain, almost
And that's
there.
one thing I remember they taught us as children, being a Kennedy.
Yeah.
We played King of the Hill. You would get a pile of dirt, literally a pile of dirt, and the one that could stand on that hill was the winner.
Yeah.
And you had people running up and grabbing them and throwing them off this pile of dirt and knocking them in the ground and every other
Yep.
thing. But in the end, the man that was standing on that pile of dirt was the winner. And that's just
Right.
how our government is. They
Right.
teach you things like that. Another thing they taught me was ant farms. I had one ant farm and all the ants died. They got me another ant farm, but they wanted to teach me, hey, you got the queen ant and you got all these worker ants working for you. And the bee is the same way. You got the queen bee and you got all these workers. Well, that's what they like to do. They like to be in power and have everybody else working for them.
Right.
But it was little teachings like that that they did. These elite, they have the technologies that we don't. They hide the technologies, and a cell phone is a great example of how they do it. Not one of you could build a cell phone. Not one of you could build a TV set. And I mean, just, put it together. We can't do it. They have the technology. Once that technology disappears, it's gone. I believe a lot of their technology they got from the pyramids and the buried truth from thousands of years ago. This world's been here for billions of years. But some of we used to go treasure hunting. As a young Kennedy kid, we used to go to Egypt. We used to go to Greece. I've been in tombs, and some of the stuff is beyond. And that's because the rulers of the world, Alexander, he ruled the whole world back in his time. He conquered the whole world. But every ruler has their little things that they keep secret from us. So there was treasures that they stored and kept secret from us, miniature things. That's why I believe the cell phone was part of that technology that came out. But back in Rome, and 2000 years, the coins were so small. You need a magnifying glass, so everything was tiny. And if you look at a cell phone, the technology is smaller than a pinprick on these things that make your cell phone work. And none of us is going to sit here and make a damn cell phone. Is my point.
That's true. Yeah. And they don't want us to have the technology. Obviously, we know that they have technology far more advanced than the common people have, right? We're,
Yeah.
and of course it's controlled how they roll things out. We get the next step, which usually isn't that much better, to be honest. Then we spend the money and get the next step, and we're crawling and they're running, right? They've got
Yeah.
teleportation, and we're like doing the labor and just inching along. So that's
When I
kind of
was a child,
yeah.
and I keep saying that, yeah, when I was a child, but um, the schools I went to were controlled by the CIA. But if you think about all these tests that the school gives you, and this is example, I knew one kid that was a mastermind at math. He was doing all those Einstein problems that you see on the chalkboard, but they pick these people out. Our government picks the smartest, the most intelligent people and then puts them in their pocket. Just like that kid I knew that was a mathematician that, hell, I have problems adding 2 plus 2 sometimes, but this guy was adding all these little dots and equations and yeah, and they get the best of the best, and then they have them work in their nuclear facilities and probably on the cell phone and every other thing. But
Yep. Yep. Well, they definitely are looking for talent. That's why they do a lot of testing in the schools, right? Even when I
oh
was a
yeah,
kid, we went through testing, and they test you for various aptitudes, but they're watching what you do so they can see if you fit into what they need,
it's
right?
it's all about infiltration. It really
Yeah.
is. Some of the questions I've seen the schools ask these children to bring their forms home and fill them out. Um, is there food in your refrigerator? How many TV sets do you own? Do you sleep in your own bed? And these are being asked by our government officials, the school, um, so they know if you have a nice car in your driveway, if you have 5 TVs, um, you know, the simple question would be, are you hungry? We'll feed you if you are. Not trying to get to know everything in your house and what you have and how your mother and father work, where do they work. It's all intel. They gain all this intel. It's crazy.
Right.
And that was, I think that was about 10 years ago. I seen that form that the kid had to bring home from his school. And it was like, I can't believe they're asking all these personal questions. They're going there for an education, and the people that are educating are there investigating.
Look
Don't
at
make
what
much sense.
Facebook does. Facebook puts out all these little quizzes, right? What kind of whatever are you, or what kind of character are you, or whatever. So people willingly give up their personal information, their likes, their dislikes, their everything to get like a picture of what, they look like as a fairy or whatever it might be. But they're willingly giving their information away so they can be marketed to, which is the first thing they want. But you never know what the other ulterior motives are or what they'll be using that info for in the future, right?
You never know.
Yeah,
When you sign on to the Facebook app, it says, "Do you agree to the conditions and all this?"
yeah,
Well, I was looking for new tires for the truck, so I searched, new tires, and I wasn't searching on Facebook. I was just searching on Google.
right.
Well, what happened that day was all the ads on Facebook were for tires, so they're sharing all the information we do,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there was something. Oh, I was looking for some teeth, those money order teeth that you get, and I got ripped off. Don't buy those things. The first one I paid for came here a couple weeks ago and it didn't even fit right.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
said, "Oh, I got the wrong ones. I'll get this one." And it showed up. I think I paid $100 for that one. And it says you got to boil it for 3 minutes. So I boiled it for 3 minutes. It was hard like a brick. It didn't bend. So then I boiled it for 10 minutes and it didn't bend. So then I turned it on as high as it could go. I threw it in there for half an hour and put it, it still wouldn't bend. So now it's in the trash in the bathroom, but it's all a ripoff, people. It,
Yeah.
it really is. But I tried to get some teeth for you guys so I could have a smile when I go to Dallas. But
You still have a smile. You still have a
yeah,
smile.
yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, they're okay, so we had a question earlier, but I want to talk about the censorship. So even today, signing on to Zoom, which is how we record these videos, couldn't log in. Then I logged in and then it said, "Oop, network error," and it kicked me out. I mean, ridiculous stuff. There's no network area error, or I wouldn't have been able to log in, you idiots, right? Okay, but we are now doing these recorded because they don't want the story out. They're not letting me share the live version around. Like they're just causing a lot of trouble. And like I said last week, we're not stopping. We're going to figure it out. It might be a little bit different method, but we are getting the story out there. Yeah,
There's some wonderful videos that we have. King Smarty made a few put on. Anyway, there's wonderful videos on my YouTube channel, and we got to like 6,500 followers, subscribers, whatever you call them, on YouTube,
yeah,
and then they stopped. I felt I was wasting my time going there every day for an hour making a video because the numbers wouldn't rise. We couldn't bust their ceiling that they're keeping us in. So we know we're being hindered on there.
yep.
So um, I figured I would go on YouTube. YouTube, I was getting more. I mean, Facebook, I was getting more followers right here on Facebook, and I got to 50,000 like a week ago, or maybe a week and a half ago now. Time goes by so fast.
Mhm.
But I went to make a video and it said I couldn't share my video. I was banned from sharing
Yeah.
on Facebook. Here we worked on TikTok for so long trying to get that out. They shut me down. And then I was trying on Facebook. It said, "Oh, you can't share on Facebook." And I went, "What the hell?" And so I fought it, protested it, or whatever I had to do, sending them my ID or whatever it was. And then they turned me back on. So now we're good to have a platform so we can go to Dallas. Um, we need that platform. So everybody
Yeah.
share
Yeah.
like crazy.
Yeah.
Please follow me, share it, ask people in your video to follow me. Let's make the biggest platform. Let's make this
Yeah.
pay off
Yeah.
for the world.
And you know what another thing is, I'll see your videos and things on Facebook. I'll go in and hit the little thumbs up or put a comment. It will not save my comment. So I can't share, I can't like so they're censoring. I guess that's the
Oh
bottom
yeah.
line. You know what I
I
mean?
go on I go on Facebook, and with that said, real quick, I got thousands of messages on Messenger. I can't, I don't have the time to sit there and message everyone. If you're persistent, it pops up on my phone, but I can't message everybody.
Yeah.
I just don't have the time, people. But when I go to like your comment with the little thumbs up or the heart, I can do it like 2 times. You know, like 10 people will say, great job, John. Some say you're an asshole, John, or whatever they say, but I'll try to like it, and Facebook will only let me like three, and then I'll go down the list and they won't do nothing. I'll be tapping on it. I like your comment,
Yeah.
and nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're hindered in that part of it.
In every way, in every way.
Yeah.
It's frustrating, but like I said, okay, they're revealing themselves. They don't want the story out. They're paying guys in a room somewhere to,
However,
to
yeah,
yeah, thwart us. And
they're
I
the
mean it
billionaires.
yeah,
They're the evil doers. They want to stay billionaires.
yeah,
They don't want to go to prison. They want to stay a billionaire. They
yeah,
want to keep screwing us over. So they get us our own people to screw ourselves over, to
yeah,
wave our flags for these billionaires that want to screw us over. It's crazy,
yeah,
but we're fighting for the people, for we the people, and not the billionaires. So they're hindering us to
yep,
keep us slaves, to keep us poor, to keep us rooting for them, lie after lie after lie after lie. Wake up to the lies, people. Wake the hell up to
yeah,
all the lies.
yeah. Yeah. So that for someone that's new and they're doubtful, like why are they going to such lengths? Okay, if this story wasn't real, if it wasn't true, what do they care then? We're just crazy people talking, right? But look at they're going to extreme lengths to censor us, to take our videos down, to block us, to hinder us, whatever it might be. They're really going out of their way. So
Yeah.
great.
Well,
And
these billionaires in their club have done many things to get where they are. They've committed lots of
yeah.
murder. They have stole lots of money. When you say billions, yeah, billions is lots. But these people, unalive people, they do their crimes. They've taken over power.
Yeah.
They don't want to give that up
Yeah.
at all cost. They don't want, so they're going to lie, and then you're going to catch them in lies, and you're going to catch them in more lies, and they're going to be rude to
Yeah.
people. And you all know who I'm talking about just
Yep.
by what I just said. You all know who I'm
Yep.
talking about. And people can't accept it. They always think that there's going to be a savior for them. There's no savior, none. You got to save yourself. People say, oh, God will save you. No, God's not going to save you. You got to grab God's hand and work together with God to save yourself and help God out. That's why we're here.
Yeah. So, okay, let's talk about Dallas. So, let's say someone is new to the channel, new to the video, and they're like, hey, I could make it to Dallas. About what time are you going to start on Saturday?
I am going to try to get there when the sun comes up. There's so much we have to do. You have to carry everything in. You can't just like set up a flea market stand. So we're going to have to wagon things in and set posters up and all that kind of good stuff.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, I keep getting phone calls from people. I'm starting to get bored, and I hate to hang up on people. I really do, but this is more important
Yep,
because
yep.
we're talking to hundreds and hundreds of people
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll be there all day. It's supposed to rain Sunday. We're praying that Daddy clears it up, and we'll be there all day Sunday. We have nothing else to do except try to make world news, show the respects. Um, I saw a video last night of Dealey Plaza, and it's really Masonic temple almost. It's crazy with the triangles and the statues and the roads, the way they're set up. And it's kind of freaked me out a little bit.
Yeah.
But I've already had death threats. There's already been people say, "Yeah, well, I'll be the one on the grassy knoll this time." There's been
Oh.
haters out there saying, "Yeah, we're gonna show up and make your life miserable." And all I got to say is that all love to you guys, but just remember, if you come there to bring me or my lions any harm, I don't want to hear you cry in the end. I really don't. It's that simple.
Mm-mm. Well, I mean, okay, so if you're a bad guy and you're going to cause harm, just stay home. All right. You're
They'll
not
be
going to,
better off.
what are you going to gain out of it? You're going to get yourself into trouble, right? In some way. It's not going to end well for you any way you slice it. Just
I'm
stay home.
I'm looking for hugs. I'm looking to meet a lot of wonderful
Yeah.
people, a lot of supporters. I'm not looking for nobody's bullshit. If you don't believe who I am, just stay the fuck home. You'll find out sooner or later.
Yeah, yeah.
But it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah. And so the moment of silence for your father is going to be roughly noontime or a little bit after noon. Is that true?
I don't know.
I thought that's what we had said a week ago, but that was on this
Yeah,
is not.
it
Yeah.
goes out of my mind.
Yeah.
I've learned to turn all that stuff out.
Yeah.
They had a picture of my father there on the autopsy gurney, and it was like I just try to turn it all out.
Yeah. Yeah. So for those that want to go for that, for to do a silent prayer, I think it's around the noontime or a little after. I don't remember myself, but please stop in if you're near the Dallas area. Come and meet John. Buy a book from him, talk to him. There's
Ask me for a
great,
poster.
yeah. And I know
I
John,
I spent a few $100s on posters of the book.
yeah,
They're actually the book covers, but they're
yeah,
big.
yeah,
And I got some sticks you could even put them on if you want. But anyway, we're bringing it there just in case. But say, hey, John, I'd love to
yep,
carry one of your posters around for everybody to see, and it's there.
yeah,
We got it. We have it, and all we need is the bodies to hold it up and say,
yeah,
John Kennedy's alive, and the world news, the media
yep,
doesn't want his story out.
yep, yep,
So it'd be great. We're gonna
yep,
have books there. The books will probably be like on a donation basis. I'll be able to sign your books. So that's wonderful. But we've got all three books that'll be there for a donation probably. Well, I'll sign them. We're giving away buttons. We're giving away bumper stickers. I got 25 hats to give away. It's all to help get the truth out and share the story.
right,
But from
right,
sun up till I get tired,
right,
you know,
right,
I
awesome,
got medical issues and everything else, but we're gonna do what we can.
right, right.
So
Well, right now the focus is this Saturday, the 22nd at Daily Plaza in Dallas.
that's
Super,
it.
super exciting event. Just stop by, meet John. It was promoted in the local paper uh, about a week ago, which was very exciting. And John will be there in person answering questions. Now, if you can get a book, like I said, the books are all going to give you more of the story. Like, there's a lot to the story. The basic bottom line is that John was basically his life was taken over by an imposter. That's the bottom line. But what happened
Yeah.
to John is horrific. And you can find out more about it right here. Okay?
It's all a plan by our government and the government agents to steal money,
Right.
basically to steal power. So they run you, they run the things. They don't care what they do. It's all about
Right.
stealing money.
Right.
The mafia never has enough money, and they don't mind unaliving children. They don't mind this Jeffrey Epstein sex acts on children and none of that. You probably aren't going to get the real files, people. I really doubt it. Just like you didn't get the real JFK files. But I'm sharing what I had to live through, what I
Right.
did. You people that demand DNA, go see my videos. Go check them out. It's coming. The video that I made says I'm 100% European. You know, German, Irish, But anyway,
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
main part of my blood is from England,
Yep.
and I am related to many, many famous people. Katie Couric. Y'all love this. I'm related to Netanyahu, people.
Ooh.
I think that was on my mother's side. I do. But yeah, it came up, and I showed this in a video that I'm related to him. But I really believe when my family members were being unalive, so was Netanyahu. I believe these people that run things are really good at identity theft, plastic surgery, dental work, and putting these people in their back pocket, front
Yep.
pocket, all
Yep.
pockets. But yeah, but I'm related to the man. I'm related to Tom Hanks. That's in my DIA video. Check it out. Share it.
All right. All right.
But yeah, with that said, I would not be. I'm not happy that I am related to him. What they
Well,
do, what all these leaders do. Now, I'm for the people. I'm always for the people, but I'm not for the people running things in government. These
right.
billionaire clubs
Right.
that abuse and hurt people. They
Right.
suck. People, they really suck.
Yeah.
Just like
Anything
Donald
else?
Trump was my loved one. Donald Trump was my cousin.
Okay.
So yeah.
Anything else you want to say before we sign off?
I love you guys. I thank you, Sue. I thank everybody. There's been a lot of gas money gifts sent to my PayPal and my Cash App, and there's been wonderful, wonderful gifts to make this happen. If I haven't wrote you a thank you card, I'm sorry, but thank you right now with all my heart and soul. I appreciate it. You guys are making history. You're making this happen. Um, when you show up to Daily Plaza in Dallas, you're making history. You are the Paul Revere's of this modern time. And God bless you all for everything you've done and everything you're doing to get this story out. Hit that share button. Hit it, hit it, hit it. Let's bust their balls.
I love that. Thank you so much for your time, John. Best of luck this coming Saturday
Thank you,
and
Sue.
maybe
Thank you
Sunday,
for
but
bringing me on before I had to leave.
of
That
course,
was so cool of you.
yeah, very excited to tell people about your trip. This is a historical event. So very, very exciting. And I'll talk to you on the other side. How's that sound?
Sounds
All
good.
right. Take care, John.
Thank you all on Facebook. Share. We're getting followers. Let's go viral. Let's get this
Yeah.
world event
Yeah.
to the world, people, with
Yep.
one share at a time. Let's do this. Um, Now it says I got a slow connection for some
All
reason.
right.
Thank you all for your loves, and God bless you. God bless
Thanks so
y'all.
much. Bye
They're
bye.
awesome. I'm getting all kinds of